Welcome to That's No Class. I'm Brian Berman.
And I'm Morgan Darian.
Welcome back to the home of class, where we talk about the most interesting and funny things happening in the news and in our lives, try to figure out how to live classy, and call out no-class moves.
This week in news, Brian takes us back to Pompeii. I bring news about magic. You think what is back? Brian gives us a lesson in class, and as always, we end with our no-class picks.
Listeners reaching out saying they liked our slightly longer episode last week, and we want to say we're glad you liked it because, our goal is for the episodes to be around 30 minutes, and we don't want to go past that unless we're having a good flow. And last week, I think we did, so I'm glad people enjoyed it. Thanks for reaching out to us. It was awesome.
Very cool.
Let's get to some news.
Now here's the news.
Okay, I'm taking us all back to the city of Pompeii.
Okay, yes, what? Is this historical news?
It's kind of. The ancient Roman city of wonders has a new discovery that I thought was pretty amazing.
Okay.
A large room in a home was discovered basically fully intact, not burned. And this room had frescoes that are still incredibly, maintained.
What?
So the walls were painted fully black, but they had these scenes painted in the middle of them. It the black walls draws your eye to them because, they're using oil lamps and stuff. Like this would be kind of this huge dining room that people would sit around or people would talk in and just come in to look at the art kind of thing.
Whoa.
And so the scenes have people representing Roman gods and people from Greek legends and mythology painted on them. But what was so interesting to me is that the figures are so well preserved that it looks like a painting. Like it looks like a painting that you would see in an art museum. Like totally. And this thing is from the year 79 AD. Like it's so far back. They look very different than I thought they would look. And I picture Roman stuff. And I picture sculpture or Greek stuff they painted on the side of the pots. I've never seen any paintings that look like, whoa, this is legit a really good painting. And that's what it looked like. And I had no idea that they were doing this freaking 2,000 years ago in Rome. I didn't think they were at that level. How
do they know it's authentic?
Because they unburied it. It's been buried. There's nobody that lives in Pompeii, It's
what if someone went there?
It's a ruin. No, I don't think somebody crawled in there, made this painting, and then, I don't think it's a hoax.
All right.
But it's very, very cool. And the people, they just look totally different than I imagined people living back then would look. And they have these clothes, and you're looking at your clothes, and you're like, they didn't have clothes like that back then, did they?
What if aliens did it?
They didn't.
I gotta
see
these.
They didn't do it. They look really cool.
I want to see them.
But it was just super impressive because I'm the barest education in art.
Sure.
I didn't know that the skill of artists was that good that far back
at that time. Yeah.
And that people dressed with these dope freaking clothes that I just didn't think they existed until way later.
I wonder if there are examples of other art from that time like that.
I don't think everything's been destroyed. It's there's nothing left for us to know. But that was kind of my conclusion to it all.
Cool.
Is just that, man, things have just been the same for a really long time. And that's cool because we think of ourselves as being so different and things are so different now, but they weren't. Side note, they also recently found a room with what looks like ancient pizza. So
Stop it.
We've been eating pizza for
Everyone
at least 2,000 years.
Everyone loves to try to find pizza in art. They're it's there.
It looks like a pizza. So we've been eating pizza, dressing dope, and enjoying art since, forever. Okay. So that's not just our thing.
Well, good to know. We're consistent.
Yeah, we are. All right, what do you got?
Okay, everyone, get ready for the future. It's filled with magic and robots, and I'm not sure if we have jobs. We'll just have to wait and see, but that's besides the point. So these scientists were studying how molecules interact with disease, and to do this, they inserted a firefly gene into a tobacco plant.
A firefly gene into a tobacco plant?
Yes.
Okay.
40 years after that first plant was used for science-y discoveries, this company called Light Bio is marketing a garden petunia that glows in the dark. One of the original scientists on the first tobacco plant is the founder of this company, and he was stoked because he's like, this is just for fun. It's just to bring joy. It looks like a generic white flower during the day, and then it turns into a greenish moonlight glow at night.
Crazy.
And the glow comes from inserting bioluminescent mushrooms and fungi genes into the flower genes.
Crazy.
Isn't this so cool?
That is so crazy. I don't even know if it's cool. It seems unnatural.
I know.
It doesn't seem right.
I don't know if it's gonna be good, bad, or nothing. Because my question was, and it's for these first gardeners. Well, they'll be our testers. Will the glow-in-the-dark aspect of these flowers mean that these gardens will attract more bugs and moths and stuff?
Yeah.
It's a constant light in your yard. What creature is going to be like, ooh, I want to see? Or what if it disrupts the sleep of like the chipmunks and little birds and stuff?
It's true. What are the downhill effects of this?
I don't know.
Don't know.
There's always trouble when you mess with Mother
It's
Nature.
true, man.
I feel
it's true. Island of Dr. Moreau.
Yeah.
Like you can do that? You can put animal into plant and thing like that?
I didn't know.
Jeez.
Isn't that weird?
That's really crazy.
We should get some for your mom and be like, Rhonda, it's cutting edge, Rhonda.
It's the newest thing.
Set up cameras in your yard and see what happens.
See what happens. All right. That's a wild story, friend, as always. Okay. I do have a second news story, a quick one.
Oh, what?
Well, I only bring it up because we followed it here on TNC through its whole run. Still to this day, the only TV show we ever did that for, The Golden Bachelor.
Oh.
And I bet every one of our listeners has already heard this, but you. Have you heard this?
No.
Do you know the big news?
I do not.
The big news. Gary and Teresa getting divorced. Shortest marriage in Bachelor history.
No.
Yep. They said they have so many family obligations and they couldn't decide on a place to live together. Been married for 3 months.
No, stop it. That's so embarrassing.
So not a good look.
They shouldn't have even told anyone.
I know, just don't tell. Listeners already reaching out saying, Ellen is avenged.
Ellen is avenged. Ellen. I miss her. So crazy.
So dumb.
It's so dumb.
Like,
man, we thought you guys were going to be different.
thought you were different.
Yeah.
This whole love and old age thing.
Nah. We're just stupid all the way until we die.
That's the conclusion of the
Yeah.
show. There it is.
There we go. You got personal news?
Yeah, I do. I had a wild encounter on a hike, and I just wanted to share it with everybody because it was really intense and probably has long-term effects for the rest of my life. So I'm hiking in a new spot. It's a beautiful day. I'm taking this fire road way up to the highest mountains in Malibu. It's all new to me. I step past this old piece of charred tree branch that's left over from a fire or something.
Okay.
And as my foot comes down, I realize that's not a stick. That's a rattlesnake. So it doesn't react until I gasp and backstep, and then this thing immediately coils up and starts. The rattle is going, and I took a video, and so this hissing sound that you're gonna hear, it sounds kind of like a sprinkler. That ain't no sprinkler. That's a rattle from a rattlesnake.
What?
Laying in the middle of the trail, we didn't see each other. It wasn't until damn, he's been rattling like this nonstop. I'm not getting any closer. I'm getting tired.
It's slowed down and then it's sped up again. Yeah.
What the heck?
So this was crazy.
I'm not going to get any closer. Yeah, good idea.
I was I backed up.
I'm not going to get
I was
closer.
20 feet away. Anyway, this thing is as thick as my forearm.
Ooh.
It's 4 feet long and it's black, like coal. I didn't know rattlesnakes got that
I thought they were
black.
mostly brown and stuff.
Yeah, and have patterns. No, this
Yeah.
thing was just solid black. And it's pissed.
Yeah, it was angry.
And it's clear also that it's afraid of me. And it's not going to come after me.
Unless
but
you stop.
If I get closer, it's going to get me.
Totally.
And it's so deceptive because it's so coiled up. You can't tell really how far it can strike. So you're like,
really far, by the way.
I bet this thing could get me.
Yeah.
And
if it really wanted to.
It was just very intense because it was the closest I think I've come into staring into the face of death. It's like the spirit of death. I will kill you.
How long does it take for a rattlesnake bite? You're kind of done if you're on the mountain, right?
The venom, you can sprint down, but
then you have to drive out.
You got to drive to the hospital. You got to be quick. So I would have.
How quick?
I don't know.
Yeah, we should know that.
Probably within, I think, an hour or two, you might be dead.
Oh, Jesus.
So I was it was just very wild experience. I know for a fact that if I take one more step, this thing gonna kill me.
Done.
And that's it.
That's it.
It's very stark. It's like looking down the barrel of a gun.
Yeah, what's gonna happen?
But I did have to. I was just before the peak that I was trying to get to, so I was I can't I can't let this stop me. So I just went.
Worth it.
Yeah. So I just
You're
went
so great.
around it, but
Okay.
it followed, like it swiveled, tracking me.
God.
And then once I got far, like once I was past it, it was cool. But
Did you pay attention on the way back?
I did. I never saw it again.
Okay, good.
Never saw it again. But man, intense experience.
That's rough.
Changed my life. My brush with death.
I probably would have just left.
Turned around and
I
gone
would
back
not
the other way.
have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'll be too worried on the way back. I'm like, where is it now?
It's not gonna. They don't like hunt you. They just get you if you're not.
Yeah, on accident though.
Yeah. Well, I made it.
All right.
It's all good. What about
Glad
you?
you're here.
What do you got?
My sister has been visiting with 2 dogs.
Yes.
And for a while, we kept our cat Mala in our room to make sure nothing horrible happened.
Yes.
Mala's scared of dogs for sure. And finally, after about 3 days, the dogs realized she's in there and they locked eyes. And Willa's dog, Sunny, got super excited. I slammed the door shut, of course, but I was interested to see what Mala would do. I thought she might run away, but no, she was a badass and attacked the door. She protected me and the room from the monster outside, like slamming her fists against the door. And Sonny tried to break in really loudly and stuck his nose into the door. And she was like, "Not today, bitch," and hit his nose. And he was like, "Oh shit, I need to take her seriously." So he backed down and Mala was like pacing back and forth and then looking at me like, "Are you okay? I will fight to the death if that ruffian tries to come in here." Like really fierce, warrior status.
She's your little rattlesnake.
She really is.
I'm gonna protect you.
She was doing it for the family.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So the news is that you have a guardian.
I do have a guardian, and we didn't know that before because mainly she's lazy.
It's true. She can only hunt crickets. Like
Barely.
If the rats come inside, which they almost did last night. Let's be real. It got loud. Did you know that they can chew through drywall? By the way,
Yes,
Did everyone know this?
I did.
Like, what's the
That's
point of
why I'm
having a
worried.
wall if the damn rats can chew right through it? What is that? Stupid. Anyway, she wouldn't do anything about a rat, but she protected you against a dog.
Exactly.
Great.
Yeah. Proud of her.
Good for her. All right, and you. When we come back, Morgan's going to put me on the spot for your enjoyment, and then lessons from the School of Class. Thanks so much for being here. We love having you. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Sometimes you run into someone, be it stranger or best friend, who says something that's so off base, you have to wonder how they've gone this long thinking this way without anyone catching on. We haven't done this segment in a while, but we like making fun of each other. So once again, here's our segment called You Think What?
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Wow. Crazy. You're crazy, girl.
All right.
Okay. I have 2 for you.
This is a special one.
This is.
I don't have anything for Morgan. She gets to just go. I don't know what this is going to be. I
mean,
have no idea
honestly,
what's to
I'm
come.
disappointed. I feel like I should have way more than 2 since the last one.
Maybe I haven't been paying attention. Next time I'm going to have one.
You have to.
Okay, but this is all yours today. Go for it.
I constantly have the feeling of being baffled by your opinions and thoughts, which is awesome because it brings a lot of hilarity into my days. I'm still stuck on the fact that you think cooking your oatmeal consists of letting oats soak in hot water.
That's
And
cooking.
then you think it's
That's
just
cooking.
as good as if you cooked it.
It is. It changes states from a dry oatmeal to a soft oatmeal.
Okay,
That's
but this
cooking.
is not my pick today.
Okay.
Although
I'll
I
defend
do,
it. I'll defend it.
I get a tiny giggle out of it every time I see you make them. I'm like, oh, he thinks he's cooking. Okay, here's my first one. Brian thinks he can feel lamplight on his skin. This came about because I was like, when I read at night and you're trying to sleep, do I keep you up when I read? And he was like, no, I put my earplugs in so I can't hear your pages turning. And I was like, but it seems like you're not sleeping. And he was like, yeah, because the light's on. And I was like, oh my God, I love you so much. Let me buy you an eye mask that completely blocks out everything and it has these like pillow ridges. It's great. And he was like, don't bother. It won't help if it's completely dark. I can feel the lamplight on my skin.
It's true.
Excuse you?
I'm telling you that I think that this is true. If we can feel the sun's light, we can feel light bulbs.
Maybe,
right?
but it's
There's
pretty
a logic
far
there.
away.
It is pretty far away, but here's the thing, guys. You have to. The odds are that none of you work the kind of schedule that I do.
Sure.
And so I have to go to sleep during daylight as it is anyway.
Sure.
And it is impossible to sleep during the day and not be aware subconsciously that it is the day.
Yes, but it probably doesn't help if light is getting into your eyeballs.
Well, that's
even a little bit.
Maybe. And that may be true. But I tell you that there is a very real physical feeling that there is light in the space.
Okay.
Even if my eyes are covered.
My suggestion
Even if
for
my
this
eyes are
one,
covered with a
because
mask.
I know nothing about this, is that we turn this into a reporters for a different date.
To see if there's like some kind of scientific. All right.
Yes.
I'm fine with that. But I tell you that there is somehow, you know what it maybe is?
What?
Maybe there's like a little frequency that the bulbs put out that
Maybe.
like I can hear deeper than,
Yeah.
maybe I'm thinking it's light, but it's actually sound.
Maybe.
Because there's something.
No, but you have earplugs in.
Yeah, but you can still hear. Like, I still hear.
No, you can't hear
You
like
can.
a sound that I can't even hear with my ears.
You don't know that. You literally don't. We don't know.
I mean, I
But-
guess we don't know.
What the earplugs do is they just like lessen the sound of everything. It's like
Sure.
noise canceling headphones. It doesn't really eliminate noise, but like
Sure.
yeah, it's way quieter.
All right.
So, but
Well.
there is something about the light, man. Like I know subconsciously when the light is on and when the light is not on.
All
I
right,
can't
maybe
explain
I should
what
just
that
do
is.
the clicker. Maybe it's just the clicker is like,
Yeah, maybe
Your-
it's psychological.
yeah, the
like,
clicker for the light.
If I
tells
heard the
you.
click,
yeah, I'll just
my
click
brain
it.
will say, "Oh, the light is off." And
We should
now
try
you're
this
asleep.
out. I'll just click it and I won't turn it off, and you'll think it's off.
Yeah, try it. This is a good experiment. We can add it to like the data for the reporters that we do on.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so the second one, this one might be my favorite of all time because Brian the other day said something about sending eggs in the mail. I can't remember why you were even considering this. Do you?
I'm sure there was a good reason.
Okay, so anyway, I'm sure maybe someone can figure this out, but there's no way in hell that you, Brian Berumen, can send eggs in the mail without them getting smashed. First of all,
That's what it was.
you don't even know how to hit the post office button that says no liquids or bombs. So how could you possibly know how to pack eggs?
I could do it. Like,
Okay, so this is my thing. Tell us, tell
you
the
how?
listeners
All right.
how you would pack the
I'll
eggs.
tell you guys. This is how I would do it. And you're really putting me on the spot here. Okay. So the
is how I
egg
would do it.
the egg has to be as far away from any edge as
Sure.
possible.
Given.
So the egg has to be like dead center in the middle of the box.
Are you only sending one egg?
I could send at least a half dozen.
Okay. So the half dozen
I could
eggs.
do dozen. If properly equipped, I could do a dozen.
Okay, and
Okay.
they're in the middle of the box.
They're in the middle of the box, centered, so away from the top,
Sure.
from the lid, and from the bottom, and
Great
from the
plan so
sides.
far.
Okay,
Yes.
so you would need to use something like a bubble wrap, but like
Okay.
a lot of it, enough that if it got struck from the top, that force wouldn't get all the way into the middle.
My problem with this is that no
so
matter
you say
how
that it's
you,
impossible to send eggs without them breaking?
I'm sure someone
no
has
matter
figured
what,
it out.
No
I'm
one
sure-
could do this.
I'm pretty sure no, but like I'm sure maybe someone has figured it out. Here's the thing.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Even if you bubble wrap it, there's going to be a little bit of space of them in the carton, and if there's enough force, they're going to just smash against themselves
Yeah.
and the carton.
Well, no,
Yes,
they won't.
there's enough space.
Because if you have bubble wrap on above and below,
Mm-hmm.
then they're getting a buffer above and below. So
Is
the
the bubble
force,
wrap touching the physical eggs, or are they in a carton?
either way. I feel confident enough
There's
either
no
way.
way.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to send Lily eggs in the mail.
Is that
And we're
why?
gonna-
Wait, who were you trying to send eggs to?
I don't remember. No, I think what it was is that I said that I could do it. I was like, you said there's no
I
way
know.
that that's going to work. And I was like, I could send eggs in the mail.
No.
Like, don't believe the lies that like everything is going to get
Why did you want to
wrecked.
send them
I don't
in
know.
the first
I
place?
literally don't remember. But
Anyway,
it's one of my claims.
man,
What
there's
about-
no way. Okay, we can try this out too.
This could be like a debate. This is like borderline debate here. Like it
Yeah.
sounds like you're saying ain't no way that you can send eggs in the mail without
I
them
think like
breaking.
maybe one scientist could do it.
We gotta. I don't need anything special. Just
Okay,
whatever you could buy at any sort of like packing thing.
regular
store.
bubble wrap.
You would need a lot of it.
Okay,
Like a lot.
We're
I'm not
gonna
talking-
try this.
like, there's
You
gonna
know what
be-
we should do is just send it to ourselves.
Yeah, I guess.
We should pack it up, go drive somewhere, put it in the
That's
a
not
mail.
enough force. Oh, I see. Oh, drive to
then-
like a far
Yeah, and then
place
have
and
it
then
and send it to
back
ourselves.
to our house. Okay, we could do that.
Okay,
I like
we're
this
doing
experiment.
it. Okay.
Okay.
Love it.
Well,
Anyway,
you got me.
he's always crazy. You guys don't even know.
All right, well, thanks for that.
You're
All right,
welcome.
when we come back, people trying to fake class and getting caught.
Ooh.
And then, of course, we've got your no class picks. Stay with us.
Welcome back. I tried to get an intro idea from Brian to describe his lesson in class this week. This is what he told me. Brian has a lesson in class. It's not funny, it's instructional. The vibe is class.
Okay, thank you. So, I worked on luxury cars for more than a decade. I saw people pay hideous amounts for the same kind of machine everybody else rides around in, but it was made in a European country. People buy German cars because it denotes a kind of status. Like nobody, including the owners, really knows what's under the hood or in the materials to justify the price, but my God, they cost a lot. But what really matters to the luxury car owner, though, is the logo on the hood. That's how you know the owner has taste and money. In LA, German luxury cars aren't anything special, honestly. They actually outnumber American cars 15-1 here, and they come in a close second to the number of Japanese cars. That can trick you into thinking maybe they're more affordable than they actually are, but they're not. They're frickin' expensive. And there are lots of people who live in crappy apartments just so they can afford to drive their Mercedes. Because in LA, it's all about the image. You'll drive around the city, see a couple thousand people in a single day, and the only impression they'll make on you will likely be a brief one. And maybe it's just them getting out of their car to walk in somewhere or coming out of someplace and then driving away. You will know nothing else about them, but you will know they drive a Mercedes. It's a nice illusion and a relatively easy one to maintain. Just keep making those $1,000 a month car payments and nobody will know otherwise. Just don't break character. Be the classy person you want people to think you are. Just get out of the car, get into the car. Put your sunglasses on. Don't litter. Don't litter. Oh, well, there you go. You did it. You got in the car, you grabbed a wrapper that was inside your cup holder, or you took the plastic wrapping off your cigarettes and you just threw it on the ground. Because you can't have a piece of trash in the Mercedes. I mean, come on. You can't have a single disposable item inside a car that costs that much. And so I guess that means the rest of the world is where the trash goes. Makes sense. Just chuck whatever you need to get out of your car onto the ground. Let all of it fill up with garbage. You'll just drive over it with your run-flat tires, safe inside your luxury cocoon. Your windows tinted so dark the lowly eyes of the world can't even look upon you. But you can't hide that lack of class behind window tint, man. You almost pulled it off, almost had me believing you were that classy person. But you're not. You're no class. Do you think people litter on a red carpet? You think they pee against the wall at the front of a fancy restaurant when they need to go? Class is about the things you don't do as much as the things you make a big show of doing. So we see who you really are. You're a no-class litterer driving around in a fancy car, fooling no one.
When we come back, your no class picks of the week. Stay with us.
It's time to wind down the show here, bring it to a close the only proper way with our no class picks of the week.
You're just a jealous,
No class.
lazy bum.
No class pick. Okay, I heard a story recently, and it's about the most no class thing I've heard in a while, apart from like really bad stuff.
Okay.
This woman owns a condo in LA. She's living with her boyfriend. So she rents out the place she owns to a friend, and she does it super cheaply, just throwing this friend a bone and being nice. Then she and her boyfriend break up.
She's not living here because she's with her boyfriend.
She's not living in her own home because she's living with her boyfriend.
So she's renting it out while she lives with her boyfriend.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Okay. She and her boyfriend break up. And she's like, okay, I need to move back into my own home. So she tells her friend, you know, I can couch surf for a bit to let you figure out where to rent next, but then I'll be moving back in.
Mm-hmm.
But then, dun dun dun, LA is known for its squatters' rights. And now her friend won't leave. So this woman who owns a home can't get back into her own home that she owns. She's couch surfing and now has to like, what, go to court or something? I told a work friend about this and she was like, Absolutely not. If someone tried to steal my home from me, I say it reverts back to Wild West rules. Like, I'm going to shoot your ass. Get off my land. I staked it. This is my flag. Get out of here, you thief. I'll cut your hands off. That's the law now.
That's the law.
I tend to agree. I don't understand people who give in to this nonsense. Some laws were meant to be broken. Like, squatters should not be a thing.
No, squatters should not be a thing. And I would think, like, can't you just get, like, a group of homies? Like,
I know.
She's still in her own house, right?
The person who owns it?
She's on her own couch.
No.
Oh, she's couch
staying with
surfing at
friends.
other people's houses?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant she was
won't
couch
let her
surfing
in.
in her. Oh, no.
I know.
Oh, no. Doesn't
Yeah.
she have keys, though, to her own house?
I'm sure she does. I don't know what's happening.
Man, you just got to get a group of homies,
Mm-hmm.
roll in there, physically lift them up, like, you know, firefighter style, and just carry them out of there.
Yeah.
And be like, here you go. You're out now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think, like, the law was probably made for certain situations, but they need to amend it because it's not working how it was supposed to work.
It's really, really not cool.
You know, there's like squatter pros.
Yeah.
And they'll come in, make the entire space unlivable,
Yeah.
intimidate the person, and then they'll be like, okay, pay me money to leave.
Yeah.
And they make like tens of thousands of dollars this way.
It's a strategy. I do know that to pay people to leave is a very common strategy, even just with apartments. They're like, hey, we want you out earlier because we want new people in. How much is it going to take for you to say goodbye?
Right.
Yeah.
Which is probably kind of where the law came from-ish, but...
Why? Oh, because
like
people
trying to help people who are in situations with apartment buildings, but it applies to single residences as well. And it's like,
God, no,
this is insane.
That's really bad. I mean, that's the kind of situation where it's like, how far are you gonna let them push you until something bad happens?
They could not push me very far. It would be war immediately. Can you imagine?
No, I can't. I literally cannot.
No, dude.
But people fear the law, as they should.
I mean,
as they should.
So they don't want to get in a physical altercation because then someone can be like, they pushed me.
Yeah, then you're getting sued.
Yeah.
Then they're going to own your house.
Yeah, but how can they sue you for pushing them in your own house if there's no cameras?
That's my question.
I mean, no one would know.
It's whose story? What are we...
And no one would know, and your name would be on the deed. So, like...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how those things work. That's what I mean.
It's very strange.
Once you get them out of the physical property, isn't it like done deal? This is my
like,
property.
Bye.
Like,
you're not in my property.
You're already
anymore.
out. You are now the.
But if they're in your property, isn't there? Wait, I don't know about California. They probably don't have a you can shoot someone if they're in your home.
Oh, like the stand your ground law?
Yeah.
Oh no, you can shoot someone inside your home.
But the problem is that they have mail that says they live there or something. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's complicated.
These rules. Let's remove violence from the equation for liability and
never remove violence from the situation.
Just from this concept, but there's got to be, if they're tricking you into squatting, there's got to be a way to trick them.
Trick them back.
Trick them back.
You gotta trick them back.
You gotta con the con man.
Exactly. You have to be con man yourself.
Very not cool.
I know.
Very bad. Sorry.
Can you imagine that friend?
No.
Ew.
No. That's not your friend.
That is not your friend.
That is not a friend. That's a foe.
Absolutely not. Anyway, what do you got?
Okay, so this week I have 2 no class picks related to the same event.
Okay.
And the first no class pick is me.
Oh, no.
And I know that I wasn't alone in being powerfully unexcited about the eclipse that happened this week.
Oh, okay.
I get it. It's a crazy thing. The sky goes dark, yada, yada, yada. But it happens all the time. Big whoop. It's not like it's Halley's Comet.
Okay.
And the buildup was taking so long. So when it happened, I really just did not care. If Morgan had not handed me a pair of glasses and taken me up to the roof to look at it, I would have been totally fine. But then Morgan tells me where she got the glasses from.
Yeah.
From our cute little next door neighbor who was so excited to see it. She's a child.
Yes.
She even wore a special space-themed outfit because it was her first one.
Yeah.
She couldn't wait. And that was so
excited.
sweet. And I'm such a bitter, jaded old bastard. So jaded, I take for granted that I've been on this planet long enough that I've seen multiple solar eclipses. And so that leads me to my second no class pick, where we take all the attention off me, our little neighbor's school, because she's all excited and they didn't even let the kids outside to see it. They treated it like it was a rainy day
Yes.
for these children. The school's saying they didn't buy enough Eclipse glasses and they couldn't control them anyway. And what if the kids looked at the sun unprotected? Which they could do every day.
Every day.
If they wanted
and
to.
Every little kid on the face of the planet has tried it once and they realized, oh, I shouldn't do
This
that.
is bad. So these poor kids, these sweet, poor
know.
children who
So
want nothing but to
excited.
catch a glimpse of the awe and wonder around them in the world, that's a no-class school
Yeah.
right there.
1,000%.
Yes, me.
There's a happy story for her, but not the other children because her mom.
What happened?
Her mom actually went and picked her up from school and went to the park and they sat on a blanket together and had snacks and looked at the eclipse.
That's awesome.
I know.
She rescued her.
Yeah, she did.
That's
and she
so
was like
great.
so excited.
Dang. That's
Like,
such a class mom right
I
there.
know.
Like, I like to imagine that she didn't even get mad at the school. She's just like,
She's like, I'm going to make this
I
happen.
will be taking my child out of this environment that you have made,
Yeah.
and she will see the
I mean,
eclipse.
how could you not? She had little space buns on her head.
What does that mean? What is a
Planet
space
buns.
bun?
I
Oh,
don't
they
know.
have planet buns?
Just like 2 buns, and she called them her space buns. She was so excited.
Her first one.
I know.
First one ever.
I love it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a class mom.
That is a class mom.
It really is.
Good for her.
So cute. Love that.
All right, guys, that is our show. Thanks so much for being here and hanging with us. Like and or subscribe on whatever platform you're listening on. Leave us a review. Perfect 5 stars on Spotify right now. Not bragging, but hey, like and or subscribe on whatever platform you're listening on. We're on all the apps. Episodes also on YouTube. Reach out to us on Instagram at That's No Class. You can also send us an email or a voicemail, that'snoclass@gmail.com. Call 877-7-NO-CLASS, or as Morgan likes to say, 877-766-2527. Call us up. We love having your stories on the show.
Stay classy.
Stay classy and have a great week.